Hello, Cineas. Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to... Sorry. Broke something there. Welcome to Film Reviews with the Chair. You're back with me. Rick Banks! Let's just have... It's strong, it's strong, it's strong. The ticker... we had one result back, which is fine. The heart's going fine. Let's just wait for the blood test before we go back on the booze. And hey, well... I'll keep you updated on my medical status. I was just going to say, we've got a lot to get through tonight, but medical status reminded me, just as a first, a sad note to start on, but Christopher Lee passed away last Sunday. That's not when I had my heart attack, that was the week before. He passed away, age 93. It was sad, but obviously the age makes that not such a sad thing. But it's still a sad day. One of the great British actors, obviously Dracula. He made that role his own. Saruman for everyone. Later than that, really, he was fantastic. But for me, his best role still is Francisco Scaramanga, the man with the golden gun. I think I'm going to be watching it soon, so that'll be good. Little tribute to him. Farewell, Christopher. I hope he doesn't get done because he was Dracula. Not that there's a god. But anyway, let's carry on. Let's get right into the films. And the first one is Kon-Tiki. Kon-Tiki, you're so fun, you Kon-Tiki. Kon-Tiki. Who knows what that is all about? But the film is all about... In 1947, a crack team of scientists and basic adventurers, Norwegians, decided to test a theory, which was that Peruvians discovered Polynesia 5,000 miles away from Peru in the far Pacific on rafts, because they didn't have boats back in those days. They did it on a bloody raft, So they set out to prove it, and they're mad, and they build a raft, and this is their adventure. It's a great adventure. It's directed by a couple of Norwegians called Joachim Rønning and Esper Sindberg. All the Norwegians have funny pronunciations like that. It's directed by those. I won't go through the stars' names because they are all Norwegians too, and obviously it's pair this and da 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 da. But they're all very fine. They're all good at their jobs on this great adventure. Yeah, it's a tale set mostly at sea. I mean, it takes a little bit too long to get started, really. Or not too long. No, that's just being harsh. But most of it takes place on the sea, and it is beautifully filmed on the sea. And you do get a sense of loneliness. These people, not only loneliness, but just their absolute proneness to any disaster. Inevitably storms come, and they're on a raft. Imagine what you do if you're on a raft in a storm in the Pacific. You do what these guys do, shit their pants. And I mean, it's not a big spoiler to say that they all die. No, that would be a spoiler, and they don't. But to say that tempers fray and they're a bit worried, and things don't go completely well for them. But it's a really exciting adventure. I loved it. I would seek it out. If you've got the adventurous spirit in you, it made me want to build a raft and go across Falmer Pond. But if you've got that spirit of adventure in you, this will rekindle it massively. It's good. Yeah. Oh, the interesting thing about that film is that they filmed it. In order to, it was a Oscar nominee, by the way, foreign language this year, February. When they filmed it, they filmed the scenes in Norwegian and in English in order to market it internationally. Not dubbed, they filmed the scenes again in English each time. So it'll be interesting to watch both of them actually and see how close they are. I know that the Norwegian one is actually a longer cut because Norwegian just takes longer to say, which is kind of interesting, isn't it? Kind of interesting. I found it interesting. Don't you? So that is Kon-Tiki. Oh, no, that's not Kon-Tiki. That's Kon-Tiki. 3 thrones. 3 thrones for Kon-Tiki. No! Jesus Christ. You would think I'm pissed, wouldn't you? It's 2 thrones. Count them. 2. 2 thrones for Kon-Tiki. Seek it out on DVD. 2012, that was. Right. let's move on to the next DVD. Oh yeah, right. This is Heat. And this week I watched Michael Mann's first film. This is directed by Michael Mann, sorry. If you don't know Michael Mann, you should probably know Heat. He directed this and The Insider and... let me just read them. Public Enemies, Miami Vice, Collateral. This is easily his most successful film. He seems to have gone in for some diminishing returns recently with his latest one, Black Hat, just disappearing without a trace. It didn't even come on my cinema. And he's a big director. So, but Heat was his finest piece. And Heat, as you know, is a cop thriller, bang bang, with thieves and, you know, big takedowns of safes, etc., etc. And I watched Thief, yeah, his first feature film. He'd done a few documentaries before that, but his first film from 1981, starring James Caan and Tuesday Weld and a host of other, you know, folk you wouldn't recognise really, or you would recognise, but not. I don't know the names. Yeah, and he is, guess, he's a thief, which is, again, yeah, some similarities to Heat, obviously. He's a thief. You don't see much of the cops except that some crooked ones. There's no Al Pacinos here. But James Caan is a thief. He loves to work for himself, but some mob guys say, come on, join our family, we'll get you rich quick. And he fancies Tuesday Wells and he wants to settle down. He's trying to build a normal life. He wants a kid and to settle down with her. And to get out of the game pretty quickly. The thing to do when you want to get out of the game pretty quickly is not to get involved with the mob. They tend to be wankers about that sort of thing. But he does. And he pulls off, and he agrees to pull off some jobs. So that's your setup. James Caan is fantastic, as he always is, especially when he's this angry kind of chap. Like Sonny Corleone, obviously, the ultimate angry chap. He's not that angry, but he's pretty angry. And it's a really good performance from him. It's a good performance from Tuesday Weld as his kind of mole girlfriend. You know, they want a normal life, really, and she reluctantly agrees. And he's, and the film goes on from there. The baddies are all good. The coppers, particularly, the bent coppers, he gets a pasting at one point from some bank coppers, and it's funny to see the difference between 1981 portrayals of coppers in Thief and in Michael Mann, where they're just burnt out like good guys kind of a thing. But so funny the difference, like the good old 70s 80s bastard coppers. But it is what was I going to say? Oh yeah, no, that's it. What's interesting about Thief is just seeing some of the trademarks, loads of synthy scores, and they're not so present in Heat, are they? But in other of his films, in Manhunter, say, loads of real 80s synth scores, lots of harsh neon lighting, lots of harsh characters, kind of very stern, and lots of trademark, bloody, quite stark violence. There's a certain trademark shot that he's used in a few films, and certainly in Public Enemies and in Miami Vice, of blasting a man with a shotgun really bloodily so that he swept off his feet into a van. There's one of those which is good. A lot of gruesome deaths. It's a good film. It's a tough thriller. Not as tough. No, it is tough, but it's not as stark. I thought it was going to be one of these sort of more 70s ones, like Driver or. Well, like Driver. or The Gambler, also starring James Caan. But it's not. It's got a lot more heart than that because of the story with him and Tuesday Weld. And it's a decent thing. Very interesting because it's his first film. It's a throne for Thief. I would check that out if I was you. That's 1981. Right. We're moving on to the cinema. If you heard that. But we're not doing that one yet. It's coming. The monsters are coming. First, I'm going to talk rom-coms. I won't get it down. This week, I saw Lake Bell and Simon Pegg in Man Up. Directed by Ben Palmer, who did the first In-Betweeners film. And it's the story of a cynical woman meets a kind of a guy who's trying to get back into a relationship. Simon Pegg, obviously, And she's a bit cynical, and by some accident they end up on a date together, but she has to pretend that she's a different person, the person he thought he was going to be meeting. Da-da-da. They get on really well. Then there's a finding out thing, and then the rom-com carries on. So the film I was going to get down was Harry Met Sally, the perfect romantic comedy. It's got a little bit of drama, it's got cracking lines, it's got brilliant characters who you want to be with and know. This film, unfortunately, fucking hell, this film isn't Harry Met Sally. No, it is not. Now, I won't tell you too much more about the film. Oh, yeah, the reason I was drawn to it was Lake Bell. She is an American lady. She's an American coming over here using our accent. But she's an American and she uses our accent amazingly. It is the finest British accent I've ever seen from an American. Really, really good. It's better than mine. It's better than most English people's. No, but it's really good. And she is funny. I saw her in a film called In a World. That's it, sorry. In a World. About voiceover artists. And that was a New York affair, or an LA affair, sorry. And that was very, very funny and very good. And she's very good. She's got a big rubbery face and she's quite funny. Her line delivery is good. And her line delivery in this is quite good. The trouble is that not all of the lines are good. It's kind of felt like a bit of a wasted opportunity. Because... for the first thing, I love Simon Pegg because I love Spaced so much. But the thing is, until they make Tim Bisley the movie, he is not a leading man. He's just not a leading man. He's not a lead romantic man. It just doesn't come off for me. It just doesn't work. Particularly if you've got a leading man who at one point he's like crying in the toilets and it's quite serious, and then instead of her being a cynic, instead of there being a funny line, it's kind of corny stuff comes out. You're an emotional jigsaw. You just need to find the pieces. Stuff like that makes you go, that's shit. Nobody would say that. And the reason they don't say it, not because they haven't written it down, because it's just shit. And it's crap. Lines like that. She's got a family. She's trying to get to a 40th birthday party. Her dad's... 40th wedding anniversary, sorry. And so you've got the parents who are in love but sort of bickering. I found that family... I read the Empire Review. Somebody said the most huggable. I found it quite sickening again. Not sickening, but just a bit vomity. I didn't find that... there was no reason for them to be there. They're not really part of the story except an end destination. I found it quite empty. They're sort of... I just didn't like any of that. There's no reason to keep flashing back to them. It's only to break up the story with Simon Pegg and Lake Bell, but there's no real reason to do that. Just do other stuff. It's not without its funny moments. There is funny stuff going on. And there are funny lines. And as I say, Lake Bell's line delivery is good. But by the end, I just didn't particularly want them to get together. And that's quite key for a rom-com. I wasn't that arsed. The end is very, very... what do you call it? Saccharine, I think. Yeah, I just didn't really like it. I can't think... Oh! No babies. Get out of here, baby. No babies. It is a low chair. So it's the bottom end of average. You know, it's not awful. There's definitely funny parts. But overall, not a recommend. Now, fuck. Just let me have some wine. On to... No! We're not doing that yet. We are doing Spy. We're doing Spy. Spy starring Melissa McCarthy, directed by Paul Feig, who directed with her as well Bridesmaids and The Heat. I didn't see The Heat with Sandra Bullock because the character, Melissa McCarthy's character, looked really obnoxious and it didn't look that funny, but it was a big hit. So he's got kind of carte blanche a little bit. And he's going to be directing the all-female Ghostbusters very, very soon. Apologies. Bum, 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 bum. So, Spy, Melissa McCarthy and Jude Law and Jason Statham, Alison Janney, and a host of other folk. She is a kind of lowly telephone operator who helps spies, Jude Law in particular, Jude Law in particular, to do his mission. She tells him what's going on. Who's there? Who's there? Who's there? Who's there? Who's there? And then something happens to him, and she gets really upset, and they have to foil a nuclear handover, which is happening because of a terrorist daughter who is Rose Byrne. She's doing the thing. And they have to stop it. And the only person they can send is Melissa McCarthy, because she'll recognise, the terrorists will recognise everyone else. Ensues adventure with Melissa McCarthy. Hilarious adventure with Melissa McCarthy going off to European locations, dressed in this awful stuff, like she's like a cat lady all the time. There's this running joke that all her disguises are just like really frumpy cat women. And she's going, oh, I can't be glamorous. And that's just one of the funny jokes. Remember that, films like they used to make, like Beverly Hills Cop or Midnight Run, real foul-mouth, R-rated as they say, real foul-mouth action comedies that work well. Well, this is one of them. It goes back to that tradition. It's really, really funny. I laughed all the way through this. Melissa McCarthy is a genuine star. She's funny. She's funny and she's sweet. And that's the secret. She's one of those people who can just go, yeah. She can just say yeah, and it makes you laugh in the film. So she's really, really funny. The locales are good. The action is done very, very well, and it's funny. E.g. fighting knife people with a frying pan, but in a funny sort of crap way. It's very well done. They stick to the comedy element. There's not without serious stuff as well. People get shot properly, and there are some grisly murders. But it's funny, it maintains the comedy. The only time it perhaps doesn't is when she slips into a very, very foul-mouthed character. But she saves it just in time by showing you that she's not really being that person. And it's only a short while as well. That's the only time I thought, this isn't what you're just saying fuck a lot now. Because that is said a lot in this movie. And it's said a lot by Jason Statham, who almost steals the show. He could be said to steal the show. As a spy who goes rogue, and he's trying to stop the crimes as well. He is brilliant. He's an absolute knob. Always telling these stories about these things that have been in. This arm got ripped off completely. I sewed it back on with this fucking arm. It's absolutely fantastic, his stuff. Everyone's funny. Jude Law's funny. Rose Byrne's pretty funny. There's a lot of funny jokes, a lot of swearing, as I say, a lot of action. It goes along. I enjoyed it thoroughly. It's not quite a masterpiece, and so 3 thrones are reserved for masterpiece. But I'm going to give it my fattest 2. It's my fattest 2. They're 2 big fat queens. Big fat queens. Because it's just tremendous. A real good laugh. I would thoroughly recommend seeing it. And I think Ghostbusters is in good hands. I really do. I love Bridesmaids a lot. This I liked even more. I think it's in good hands. Enough of that. Enough of Jurassic Park. Now let's do Jurassic World. I think that's where I am. Jurassic World. I thought that this was going to be a bit of a horror story. Let me tell you. Well, I'm not going to tell you much setup. There's a park. For the first time since the first one, there's an actual park where there are dinosaurs. It's been going for 10 years. No incidents. In order to excite the crowds again, they start gene splicing and build a big monster dinosaur, Indominus Rex. Guess what happens? He stays in his pen and he's absolutely fine. He's quite docile in actual fact. Not actually. Bad things ensue. Of course they do. And that's the film. We've got Chris Pratt, who is the Guardians of the Galaxy man, and he's the kind of hero. You've got Bryce Dallas Howard, who at the beginning is kind of an uptight money woman. She kind of loses that quite quickly. The characters in this film aren't particularly deep, but it doesn't sting like San Andreas for the reasons which I will I'll go on to tell you. I can't tell you right now, really, because I can't tell you too much more about the story. It's hard to do spoilers in a film like this. What do you think happens? The dinosaurs come. And that is what happens. And they come in a good way. It's a fun, exciting romp. I thought it was going to be crap because I just thought it would be. It isn't. It's directed by Colin Trevorrow, and his last film was Safety Not Guaranteed. That's a very entertaining film, which I would urge you to watch as well. And that film... entertaining, and then the last scenes he delivers. This film, entertaining, and the last scenes he really delivers. This film's all about the last 30 minutes for me. Kind of like The Lost World, the second one, which was kind of boring, I think, a little bit. Very well filmed, it's Steven Spielberg, it's not mess. But the last 20 minutes were really good when the Tyrannosaur was in the town. This isn't the first one, that's the bad news, but yeah, the good news is it's probably the second best one for me. Not a lot of great depth of story, not a lot of moral issues going on this time. A few, there's a Navy guy an InGen guy trying to do an aliens thing and turn the raptors into weapons, you know. That's said from the beginning, I'm not spoiling anything. It's just terrific fun, yeah, as I say, it's, for a lot of the time, it's kind of, yeah, I've seen this before, but you're doing it well. Genuinely thrilling scenes, genuine danger, it feels like. And lots and lots of funny bits. Lots and lots of laugh out loud funny bits. That's good. What else to say without mucking it up? Oh yeah, that's the thing. It's thrilling. It's funny. It's good. The special effects are good. That was it. Back to my thing. Back to the aliens thing. Yeah, a lot of it's a lot of it is you think, oh, I've seen this before because it's the dinosaurs getting people. But there are some new things. There are some flourishes. There's one attack that kind of has an aliens thing going on, a little bit predatory. The monster is good. But all of that is good until. And you know what's going to happen, and what you think is going to happen pretty much, well. But let me just say that I finished with a pumping, like that. You know, it really delivered at the end. Worth going to see. I definitely would. What else do I have to say? I don't think anything. I think that is it. I'm going to give it 2 thrones. Now, I'm not going to repeat myself again. But it's a terrifically fun film. It got a round of applause from the audience afterwards. Yeah, I think I started it actually because I just went like that and people started to clap. And that's fine. If you get that sort of reaction, that's pretty damn good, isn't it? If you get 2 thrones from me, that's pretty good as well, isn't it? So let's end it there. Let's end it there. Go and see Jurassic Park. Go and see Spy. Watch Kon-Tiki on DVD. Have a good bloody weekend. Brr.